Well, here's a little Frankenstein I built today. It's a Joseph Falk engine mounted to an unknown base and a boiler. It could be a Falk, it could be perhaps a Plank, and I think that the engine that this is here is from an Excellsior, which is a Plank engine. So I put it onto this boiler here. I've mounted it with proper screws. It's very sturdy now. Not going to rattle a lot. And we're getting some steam now. It had a nice sight glass, and I cleaned the sight glass by sticking in the cut O-ring with a little bit of metal polish and twisted the O-ring rubber around until it went down like a roto-rooter and cleaned out the whole sight glass of all the white crusty calcification from the years of sitting there. Now I do have to do the feed pipe up here, which I'm going to put a lever on and join this smaller pipe to this larger pipe of the Excellsior engine. And the Excellsior was on a much larger steam engine when it was built. It would have been on a 30 centimeter, 33 centimeter tall vertical steam engine. I thought it was reversing, but the reverse, it's not reversing. So you could reverse it by actually just changing the timing of the piston, but I'm going to leave it as it is because it does run right now. And we're just getting the boiling going. The Bischoff I got running on about 30 psi, 25-30 psi. A lot of leaks, so I'm going to have to work on those leaks. And also have the governor to work out, as well as the gland packing for that and the main valve gear. I'll do some sealing on the valve chest, probably remount the flywheels on it and try to get them a little bit more true. They're not wobbling too much, but I would like to get those keys sorted out. Sort of a haphazard way of applying keys to flywheels, so I'm going to probably have to use some Loctite on those, let them harden up. The bearings need some shimming as well, so I'll have to do that. Oil cups will have to be cleaned. They're pretty gunked up. And once that's done, this big governor mechanism should be really, really interesting to see work and actually slow the engine down when it speeds up. Hopefully that's what the function is. So let's try this. We'll see if we have any steam coming yet. Nope, not really. Nope, we'll have to make this a 2-clip piece, so I'll be right back once the steam's built up. And we are ready to go. A little bit of a stall there. Whistle's working great. It doesn't really have a chimney, it is just a pot boiler, so it's sitting on top of the flame there. There's no flue up through the top. I guess you'd call that a pseudo chimney. As I dribble water everywhere. Got this temporary silicone tube going right now until I cut the length of this tubing to the right shape. I want to make it look pretty nice, so. It does rattle quite a bit. It doesn't have any bearing blocks. It just has holes in the mounting, so. For a higher end engine, which it was, the Excellsior, I'm quite surprised that it didn't have proper bearing blocks like some of the smaller engines even. Runs really nicely though. And it probably would have never found another home unless I had this selection of beat up rusty boilers that had been stripped of parts. And this one was probably stripped for a much lesser quality engine. And if you look at this engine, you can see it has quite a nice mechanism, all polished, top grade, even serial numbered on the crank arm there. So it is quite a nice piece of machinery. It has oil cups for both the slide and the main piston. Very well made. I can work on this movement here. Under load, you can see it doesn't move over so much, but I will have to figure out that banging there and maybe put a larger bush in here if I can get the flywheel off without damaging it. And I think we're almost out of flame, so. The slide might be floating around a little bit. But there you go, my Frankenstein engine. It's never existed before until today. At least this format. And its safety valve works too, as well. Which is always nice, you want things to be safe. Wow, it makes a racket, eh? There you go.